Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to our course Phytotherapy, and welcome to the first lecture of this course with the title Ethnopharmacology. It is worth mentioning this course is designed for fifth year pharmacy student at Faculty of Pharmacy at Nilian University, Sudan. At the beginning, the term ethnopharmacology means the scientific study of materials used by a ethnic or native group and a cultural group as medicines. That means ethnopharmacology use of material with regard to its source, if it is animal or plant sources. Use material in general as medicine or as treatment. In fact, the origin of this term is originated from other word known as ethnobotany, which means the use of plant as medicine or other uses. Now, the term ethnopharmacology is multidisciplinary science, involve different sources or different background, including anthropology, chemistry, botany, and pharmacology. The objective of this lecture include 9 objectives, and we start with a definition for the term ethnopharmacology, and to distinguish this term with another terms such as ethnobotany and ethnopharmacy. The objective number 2 is to understand the historical development for ethnopharmacological research. Number 3, to explore the scope and the interdisciplinary nature of ethnopharmacology, including the role of ethnopharmacology in drug discovery and health integration. Number 3, we need to compare and to highlight the difference between the term ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology based on the difference in approach and difference in data sources and ethical concern beside scientific validation technique. Number 5, we need to identify the key medicine plant example for plant used in traditional medicine that having importance in healthcare and in research. Such example include Strychnos species such as Strychnos toxifera, Discoria, and Casarasus rodents. Number 6, we need to describe the ethnopharmacological drug discovery process, and in this process we discuss the source of information, have some discussion of the source of information and extraction method of plant material, and also the biological testing of this plant material beside chemical examination. Number 7, we need to evaluate the value and challenges or barriers that face ethnopharmacology approach, such as biopiracy and intellectual property and species loss. Because ethnopharmacology use of medicinal plant that used in traditional or ethnic group, and there is some intellectual rights concerning this native group, and another challenges is species loss. Some plant material can be lost due to a number of environmental and other factors. Number 8, in objective we need to assess the relationship between ethnopharmacology and pharmaceutical industries, and we highlight the example for Shaman pharmaceutical company, and we discuss the barriers to adopt this approach in pharmaceutical industry. Number 9, to recognize the importance of standardization and quality control of herbal products in development of this product derived from ethnopharmacological leads. That means we need to recognize the importance of quality control بالنسبة للهربال material أو herbal product obtained من herbal material used in traditional medicine or discovered through ethnopharmacological approach. As we stated previously, the term ethnopharmacology originate from or known as a scientific study of material used by ethnic or native and cultural group as medicine. And in fact, ethnopharmacology as an origin of it is considered as branch of ethnobotany, means use of plant as medicine. And now ethnopharmacology considered as a multidisciplinary science involve sciences such as anthropology, botany, chemistry, and pharmacology. As a historical background, the term ethnopharmacology was firstly introduced in 1967. At that time, the term is mentioned in the book on hallucinogens. The title of the book is Ethnopharmacologic Search for Psychoactive Drugs. Again in 1981, Braun and Holmstead defined ethnopharmacology as an interdisciplinary scientific exploration of biologically active agents that traditionally employed or observed by man. Interdisciplinary scientific exploration of biologically active agent traditionally employed or observed by man, and this term published in 1981 by Born and Holmstead in their work Pharmacology, Ethnopharmacology Objective, Principle, and Perspective. Since the discovery of the term ethnopharmacology in 1967, the field of ethnopharmacology as research field considered having a short or relatively having short history. Again, in the start of or before the start of the 20th century, the American botanist known as William Hirschberger coined another frequently used term, ethnobotany, who relate the relation between ethnopharmacology and ethnobotany, and become clear ethnobotany is the use of plant by man or by human, while ethnobotany, the use of material by native group as a medicine. Concerning the role and the field of ethnopharmacology or the scope of ethnopharmacology, as we mentioned previously, the traditional definition of ethnopharmacology is the use of material for treatment and prevention. Although this definition is define ethnopharmacology as use of material by only by ethnic group. Now the definition of ethnopharmacology expanded to include another issues which involve study of pharmacological effect for most active and most widely used species in the plant. Also involve the development of local ethnopharmacopoeias that deal with standardization and quality control for herb used in ethnopharmacology or in traditional medicine. Also, the scope is expanded to include characterization for active constituent, and lastly, also ethnopharmacology involved in formulation or formulate improved clinical preparations, which means a traditional dosage form of herbal product, but mainly the scope on clinical preparation. The ethnopharmacology focus on relatively simple type of these preparations. Now we need to compare between two important terminologies and which are very commonly used. This terminology includes ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology. And now we need to differentiate between these terms based on three aspects. One of them, the aim of this terminology, and the focus or the scope, and the end use of these two terms. Firstly, ethnopharmacy is aimed to investigate how societies perceive and use pharmaceuticals, so especially traditional pharmaceuticals. Ethnopharmacy investigate how societies in general perceive or how they think or how they imagine the pharmaceuticals or traditional pharmaceutical and how they investigate how use it. While ethnopharmacology aims to study traditional medicinal practices and compounds. Ethnopharmacology aims to study traditional medicinal practices and traditional bioactive compounds. While ethnopharmacy investigates how societies perceive and use traditional pharmaceuticals. The focus of ethnopharmacy mainly emphasize on the cultural and social dimension of medicine use. In other words, emphasize on practical application in healthcare. Also, focus of ethnopharmacy cover disciplines such as pharmacopharmacy, pharmaceutics, toxicology, drug delivery and policies. That means the scope of ethnopharmacy on social dimension بالنسبة للمedicine use mainly focuses on practical application in healthcare. While ethnopharmacology focus on scientific validation of traditional remedies, which include cultural knowledge, traditional healing system, and holistic use of blood. The main focus between ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology is that the ethnopharmacy focus on the social and cultural application بالنسبة practical application في healthcare. While ethnopharmacy focus on scientific validation or quality control of traditional remedies, searching for the scientific evidence, including cultural knowledge and traditional healing system and holistic use of blood. The end use for ethnopharmacology هو understanding the health behavior and improve culturally sensitive healthcare. End use understanding health behavior and improving culturally sensitive healthcare. While ethnopharmacology, the end use is drug discovery, integration into evidence-based medicine. This is the main difference between ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology. In this slide, we need to compare between ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology based on the methodology they use or the tools used for scientific investigations. Ethnopharmacology and ethnopharmacy method comparison based on three aspects: approaches and source of data and authentication tools. In ethnopharmacology, the approach of method is interdisciplinary. That means involve a lot of sciences, including botany, chemistry, anthropology, and pharmacology. Also, ethnopharmacy is interdisciplinary science, but involve another science branch, including sociology, anthropology, pharmacy, and public health. So this is the difference of approaches between ethnopharmacy and ethnopharmacology. Both of them are interdisciplinary, but involve different branches of sciences. Another aspect for the method used, the data source for ethnopharmacology from either from field work or from plant collection or lab testing or ethnobotanical survey. In contrast, the data source in ethnopharmacy based on interviewing and getting the view and ideas from human subjects, also surveys, collecting data from humans, and also based on observation for medicine use in communities. Authentication for the data in ethnopharmacology based on phytochemical analysis, bioassay and clinical trials. And this is because ethnopharmacology deal with a herbal product and bioactive compound. And the authentication for the data in ethnopharmacy based on socio-cultural analysis, behavioral studies, and health system integration. Because ethnopharmacy deal with practices and behavior or concept and perception of communities for the use of pharmaceuticals or the use of traditional pharmaceuticals. In this slide, we need to compare between the challenges and obstacles that face ethnopharmacology and ethnopharmacy as interdisciplinary science or multidisciplinary science. One of the challenges that facing ethnopharmacology, including both of them, including ethical issues and scientific aspect beside documentation. The ethical issues that face ethnopharmacology, including biopiracy, which means the misuse of traditional knowledge or using the traditional knowledge of local communities without getting them right or having a reward for their local knowledge and practice. Also, another ethical issue is benefit sharing. Also, when we use information or data from local communities from a specific area or from a specific country, we need to share the benefit. Either the drug or the final drug can be returned back to or can be used by local community for a specific time, or give them some sort of reward, maybe acknowledgement, maybe as cash or as money for these local communities. And actually, a lot of local communities lost their rights on behalf of the pharmaceutical companies which are looking for profit, and they don't care about the right of local people or local communities. Also, ethnopharmacology requires consent for traditional knowledge. You need to access the data or to access the practice of traditional medicine in some communities. You need to get the permission from their local authorities to share their knowledge and using their resources. When we look at ethnopharmacy, the ethical issues include the cultural sensitivity and misinterpretation of practices and ethical research conduct. That means in ethnopharmacology and ethical issues, ethical issues include cultural sensitivity, because the societies may be having their own perception about the use of some drugs which can be unacceptable by others, or sometimes misinterpretation of the practice. Maybe the understanding of the use, the means or the tools how the traditional pharmaceuticals used may be different and it is difficult to be understandable by other communities. Also, the ethical research conduct is one of ethical issues concerning or facing ethnopharmacy. The scientific challenge is that challenging ethnopharmacology, translating traditional use into pharmacological evidence. It is difficult. It's not easy step to transfer the traditional knowledge into pharmacological evidence, and it's difficult to provide or to prove all the scientific issues or scientific evidence that approve the use of traditional preparation in the base or on a scientific background of modern science. The scientific challenges facing ethnopharmacy include capturing detailed cultural belief and practice around medicines. It's difficult to know all the details about the cultural beliefs and practices concerning specific medications or a specific system of medicine. The documentation challenges for ethnopharmacology standardizing plant-based data and linking use to efficacy. Also, standardization of plant data it is one of the difficulties, and how you can link this use to efficacy, because sometimes extraction method may be different and may lead to a different level of efficacy for some extract. And documentation challenges that facing ethnopharmacology include recording diverse health perceptions, language, and literacy barriers. That means in ethnopharmacy, when we document the practices of traditional drug, some barriers including the language and difficulty to control or to record all diverse health perceptions, including or regarding some medications. When we compare ethnopharmacology and bioperspective, we find that when ethnopharmacology focus on or aimed on local drug development and phytotherapy or traditional use of herbal preparations, we find bioperspective aim to discover commercially valuable compound from nature. That means bioperspective the target in a global market with or to offer a global market with pure compound, while ethnopharmacology focus on understanding traditional medicinal practice and how it validates them scientifically. In another aspect, when ethnopharmacology focus on cultural knowledge and traditional healing system, we find bioperspective focus on economic potential, the economic value of drug and drug development, beside the serial application of this active compound. The method in ethnopharmacology it is an interdisciplinary approach, focus on or involve anthropology, botany, and pharmacology, while relies on ethnopharmacological surveys and in vitro and in vivo testing, and phytochemical profiling. Bioprospecting is a scientific approach involves sciences or branches of science such as chemistry, genomics, and high throughput screening. That means the method of bioprospecting rely on compound isolation, bioassay analysis, and molecular docking, and drug discovery, and patent filing. The use of knowledge in ethnopharmacology can be beneficial for academic research, health integration, and cultural preservation. While bioprospecting, the end use is patent pharmaceuticals, new pharmaceuticals, new cosmetics, or new nutraceuticals. That means bioprospecting focus on discovery of commercially valuable bioactive compound, and rely on or depend on the economic potential of this compound. And based on scientific studies or scientific approach such as biochemistry, genomics, and high throughput screening, and end with patent and new pharmaceuticals or cosmetics or nutraceuticals. As a summary of this slide, ethnopharmacology may be considered as a starting point for bioprospecting. Ethnopharmacology can be considered as a starting point for bioprospecting. For example, the traditional use of certain plant for wound healing may be guide bioprospector to isolate antimicrobial compound from that plant. Means bioprospecting rely on the data or the information of ethnopharmacologists concerning the traditional use of plant to discover new entities such as new cosmetics or new nutraceuticals or even new drugs. The other two important terminologies is ethnobotany and ethnopharmacology. Also, we need to know the difference between these two important terms. Ethnobotany, in fact, means the study of how people use plant in their cultural and ecological context. The general use of plant by local peoples for their cultural and ecological context, when compared to ethnopharmacology, is focused on the traditional use of plant as drug for their pharmacological uses. That means that the focus of ethnobotany occurs on documentation of plant uses, including medicinal use, nutritional use, toxic uses or toxic effect, and the ritual use of this plant. And if we take a look on the focus of ethnopharmacology, mainly on scientific validation and optimization of traditional medicinal preparations. The scope of ethnobotany considered broad compared to ethnopharmacology. The scope in ethnobotany include medicines, medicinal plant, edible plant, toxic plant, and ritual plant. And in contrast, the scope is narrow in ethnopharmacology and focus on therapeutic potential of this medicinal plant. That means the primary goal of pharmacology, the primary goal of botany is to preserve traditional knowledge and cultural practices, while in ethnopharmacology, develop improved, safe, and effective remedies for local and border uses. Another important difference between ethnobotany and ethnopharmacology is the methods and the techniques used. The method used in ethnobotany is field surveys, interview, and cultural documentation. And as we know, for ethnopharmacology, based on laboratory analysis, pharmacological testing, and formulation development. The end user or the target user for ethnobotany, ethnographers, anthropologists, and conservationists. While for ethnopharmacology, and as by the scope and definition, and users from a pharmacologist, drug developer, and healthcare providers. And the outcome of ethnobotany include ethnobotanical inventories and cultural preservation. For example, for ethnobotanical output, a list of plants used by tribe for healing or for food. While example for outcomes, the ethnopharmacology, example standardized extract of plant used for treating infection or inflammation. This means the outcome, our output, our end use display and ethnopharmacology. Because the outcome of ethnopharmacology is validation of herbal medicine or validated herbal medicine, improved dosage form, and safety profile. Here is some example of medicinal plant that used in traditional medicine for treatment and prevention of diseases. One of the famous example is Strychnos toxifera, Latin name Strychnos toxifera, considered as source of tuberculin, and tuberculin is well-known alkaloid that used as arrow poison by Native Americans. And based on traditional use or the ethnobotanical use of Strychnos toxifera, tuberculin used as sedative and anticonvulsant. The second important example of medicinal plant that used in ethnopharmacology or traditional medicine is Mexican yam, or known as wild yam, and its Latin name is Discoria villosa. Discoria villosa is the scientific name or the Latin name. This plant used in by American native and also by European native as for relieving menstrual cramp and pre-menstrual syndrome, and also for menopausal symptoms. Later on, Discoria is a well-known source of cortisone, and so it's used now in modern medicine or Western medicine for hormone-related uses, including treatment of cancer or prevention of cancer, and treatment of Crohn's disease and whooping cough. and it is used in form of grains or a dietary supplement made from this plant, used in these conditions, hormone-related uses or hormone-related diseases such as cancer, corn disease, and whooping cough. The third famous example of traditional plant is مدغر بريوينكل بلانت اللي هو Catharanthus roseus, Latin name, and it is source of alkaloid known as vincristine, used for treatment of a number of cancer types. In fact, Madagascar periwinkle used in traditional medicine for treatment of diabetes, malaria, and Hodgkin's lymphoma. This is a traditional use of periwinkle for lymphoma and diabetes, and in modern medicine, after isolation of vincristine, the plant and the vincristine alkaloidal isolate, both of them are used for cancer treatment. The importance of ethnopharmacology approach is a discovery of new drug entities or new drug candidates or new drug leads. Okay. Based on ethnopharmacological approaches and ethnopharmacological use of medicinal plant, the following aspect should be involved in the drug discovery process. So, in ethnopharmacological approach, to discover a new compound, there's some aspects should be addressed or highlighted. One of them is information source, and as we know, in ethnopharmacology, the source of information mainly from local knowledge, but it's faced with some challenges, including translation and understanding of the habit of local societies, the habit and cultural views of local communities. The second aspect for drug discovery through pharmacological approach is extraction. Extraction is the process of isolating the medically active portion from inactive portion in order to use the active constituent based on scientific background, based on the tools of modern medicine and modern science. But the problem of extraction from medicinal plant is and it is important to mimic the traditional method used. For example, if in traditional medicine the plant used as herbal tea, so they use water as a solvent of extraction. So in phytochemical studies or phytochemical evaluation, we need to use aqueous or polar solvent for extraction. That means using the same solvent and same extraction techniques and required condition. The second aspect for drug discovery from ethnopharmacology is activity testing. Okay. We need to use biopsy and clinical trials which required specific treatment or a specific follow-up or guidelines. And lastly, the chemical examination for herbal drug should be linked to objects, including biological activity, and taxonomy. That means we need to reveal the secondary metabolite present in the plant, and we need to relate this secondary metabolite activity to biological models, and also we have to take in mind taxonomy and the distribution of these secondary metabolites throughout plant species and throughout plant families. In the next slide, we will talk about these four aspects in details. With regard to information source for drug discovery from medicinal plant, or from traditional medicine, or from ethnopharmacology, there is some challenge concerning source information. One of them is the people are unwilling to give knowledge which is regarded as protected in some way. Some people believe this knowledge is their own knowledge and should be protected and not should be disseminated to others in a way or another. The another barriers for information source is that information sometimes need clarification and translation into scientific terms, because this information based on local language and having local meaning. So we need to transfer or translate these terminologies from local language to scientific terminology. The second or the third challenge is definition of disease state. In medical term, may not be easy. It's not easy to define the disease state in scientific or medical terminology in well structured context. The challenge is that facing extraction in ethnobotanical or ethnopharmacological approach is the fact that extracts for testing should approximately as closely as possible to that obtained by traditional process. One of the important information regarding extraction: the solvent used for extracting the plant material in traditional medicine should be used in extraction process on scientific evaluation process. But unfortunately, much research is not relevant to traditional use, because concentrated, or it has concentrated on extract made by non-polar solvent such as chloroform and ether, instead of the use of conventional or traditional solvent used by native people. So it's important for extraction. We used to use the same solvent used for traditional medicine should be used in our experiment or our researches to avoid the extraction of unwanted material, or extraction of highly concentrated material that is not involved in producing the biological activity as described in traditional or botanical uses. For activity testing of herbal material, we need to carry out bioassay analysis and clinical trial, and this should be under ethical consideration, including research issues and protection of participant rights and protection of or equal sharing of benefit with the native people or the originator of the use. Also, we need to carry out biological testing to give an interesting result. One of the examples, the use of Catharanthus roseus, اللي هو الفينكريستين, through biological testing, we find good results. Sometimes the result of the biological activity or the clinical use may be evident or appear during biological testing or during the clinical phases or clinical trials. And there are some of example for discovery of important lead compound through biological testing. One of them is the isolation of vincristine from Catharanthus roseus plant. The fourth important aspect for discovery of new drugs from ethnopharmacological approaches or ethnobotanically used plant is the chemical examination. And concerning the chemical examination, it is very important to link the chemical examination test with a biological activity. And as we know, the chemical examination, our target is the discovery of secondary metabolite. This is our target, secondary metabolite or phytochemicals. These phytochemicals should be linked directly to biological activity, and based on this information, the technique of bioassay guided isolation. Bioassay guided isolation should be followed to ensure the isolation of bioactive compound that link it directly to biological activity. And the second important thing is to take care about the chemotaxonomy. And as we know in the previous lectures, chemotaxonomy is a biological method of classification based on the presence or absence of secondary metabolite in plant, and these compounds are often a product of metabolism and can be a more stable indicator of genetic relationship and morphological traits. So, following a chemotaxonomy may be considered as logical guess to link between the biological test and the active chemical constituent. So the follow of bioassay guided isolation and take consideration on chemotaxonomy of the plant may reduce the cost and reduce the time for searching of new compound from ethnobotanical plant. Now, if we highlight the value or the benefit of ethnopharmacology and ethnopharmacology approach and the challenges that face this approach, we find that ethnopharmacology value or benefit هو ensure the efficacy and safety of bioactive compounds, and take in its consideration the economic and socio-political factors when we take care about the source of information, and uh, follow the ethical consideration or ethical conduct for sharing the benefit and sharing the knowledge, and carry out the clinical studies. In contrast, the challenges that facing ethnopharmacology approach for as discovery tools of new drugs. One of them is the reliability of traditional knowledge. Sometimes maybe it's not reliable due to misunderstanding and mistranslation, and difficult to transfer the traditional term to therapy to scientific or medical terminologies. And the second challenge is biological variation, and as we know, the environment and the different families and species of plant may result in variation of chemical composition, which is linked to biological activity. And another important difficulties or important challenges for ethnopharmacology is species and knowledge loss, and the ethnobotanical data sometimes may be lost due to the disappearance of the local communities or the native people due to conflict and other socio-political factors. Also, the information of gathered from ethnopharmacology need for the replication, and sometimes it is may be repeated or very common in literature, and we need to analyze this information and link it to the correct species and the correct plant part used. And the last challenge is, and important also, the intellectual property right or intellectual property concern concerning the local communities benefit and knowledge, and some intellectual concern appear for the use of traditional practices and traditional medicine, and this can be is highlighted and solved through Nagoya protocol, which govern and protect the right of local communities in their traditional uses. After highlighting the value or the benefit of ethnopharmacology approach as a research tool or as scientific tool for discovery of new lead compound, although it is ensure safety and efficacy of herbal product, it is its use and adoption of this approach by pharmaceutical industry is very little. Although ethnopharmacology as discipline is very useful at identifying exceptionally potent pharmacological agent, surprisingly there has been little interest of this approach by pharmaceutical industry. And the main reason for this limited interest of pharmaceutical companies on ethnopharmacology lagging behind several factors can be explained in the next slide. The three important barriers for the limited the rest of pharmaceutical industry on ethnopharmacology are the need for a skilled ethnobotanists to gather and analyze the obtained data concerning the traditional use of plant as, as medications or as remedies. The second barrier is the long time that required for discovery through ethnopharmacology approach. And the second barrier is the higher preference of high throughput screening and synthetic techniques by pharmaceutical industry, because it is compared fast and to some extent as it is maybe cheapest and required short time compared to ethnopharmacology approach. And as we know, high throughput screening techniques and computational chemistry and docking programs considered as fast tool and the right technique for exploring the biological activity and mechanism of action of natural product. Besides the synthetic organic chemistry technique can provide or can fill the pipelines with new and cheap lead or cheap drug candidate can be obtained through synthetic chemistry instead of searching and isolating of natural products from natural sources. One of interesting example and considered as case study for the investment of pharmaceutical industry in natural product and herbal material is Shaman Pharmaceuticals. Is one of American company and considered as innovating and sustainable natural therapy company. This company is dedicated to discovery of lead compound from ethnobotanical sources, and they have had active screening program searching for anti-hyperglycemic agent and antifungal agent from natural source. And because of these previously mentioned barriers, including a long time and a need for a skilled botanist, this company shifted from discovery of lead compound from natural source to discovery and development and marketing of property and novel botanical dietary supplement derived from tropical plant. Instead of discovering lead compound from natural source, they transfer to develop and marketing botanical dietary supplement from tropical and natural sources. Now, Shaman company or Shaman pharmaceutical company having one particular product, a normal stool formula known as NSF, which consists of standardized extract from the sap plant or cotton licheri, Latin name, cotton licheri, cotton licheri. Belong to family Euphorbiaceae. This plant or this extract بيحتوي على polyflavin known as SP-CD103, which is recently assessed in phase 2 clinical trials, clinical studies for symptomatic treatment of diarrhea in patients with AIDS. And This example opens the door for the use of the future use of ethnopharmacological leads to development of standardized herbal preparation, as in the NSF formula instead of single purified entities. And this may be attractive and opens the door for companies interested in simulating the huge public interest in herbal medicines. At the conclusion, the shift of shaman pharmaceuticals from a purification of single compound to standardized extract can open the door for the investment in herbal preparation and ethnobotanical leads in the form of standardized extract instead of using single compound. Another important thing that can be summarized or concluded from shaman pharmaceutical case study is the popularity of this herbal this dietary supplement or nutritional supplement can be marketed and can be used to avoid inspection by medical control agencies, and at the same time this product will have increased popularity by communities, so it requires thorough quality control and standardization of active constituent. The two conclusion remark for shaman pharmaceuticals is the shift from a single lead compound to data supplement or nutritional supplement to avoid the inspection that carried out by medical control agencies. And on the other hand, the increasing popularity of this compound create a new burden for inspection authorities to perform or to carry out strict quality control and standardization of this active constituent. At the end of this lecture, ethnobotany, we discuss important terminologies that is commonly used in context of ethnopharmacology, including ethnopharmacy and ethnobotany and bioprospecting. Beside the discovery process of drug discovery based on ethnobotany or ethnopharmacology approach. Ethnopharmacology approach. So, and we end with shaman pharmaceuticals, one of the leading company on shaman on that visit on herbal product and botanicals, and they shift from a single compound to a dietary supplement or nutritional supplement, which require a further quality control test should be should be established by medicine control agencies.